Hello YouTubers. Well, today is Saturday the 17th, Veda Day 17. If you are doing SSS Veda, then you know that yesterday on the 16th I answered the question for Thursday on the 15th because Thursday I was out late and didn't get a chance to do it. So yesterday I answered the question of whatever it was. Today is today's topic again on Saturday is recording in a place that's outside your comfort zone, which I didn't do. I mean, I was out and about today, as I often am on Saturdays, but I was all pretty much within my comfort zone, and I didn't have the opportunity or the time to go outside of it. But I did not yet answer yesterday's SSS Veda, if you are following SSS Veda, which was about our first car. My first car was an 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass S. It was a creamy color, tinted slightly towards yellow, with brown vinyl top. My parents had always told us we could not expect a car for graduation, as most of my friends did, that they would be paying for our college education, and we could not expect a car. Well, we went out for dinner and to a little drive shortly before my college graduation, and my dad took us to a car lot, and he had already found the car, and he'd already chosen it, and it was ready, and it was not ready to be picked up, but he had already chosen it. So that was the surprise. A couple days before graduation, he took us out for dinner. We went to the car lot. He said, "Here, come and drive this car. What do you think?" And of course I loved it. I mean, a Cutlass S, who wouldn't? It was only 3 years old. I graduated from high school in '75. To save you the math, I'm 56. But anyway, I drove it. I loved it. And the next day I was running up and down the street anxiously waiting for him to bring it home from work. He got a ride into work with someone else, and then he drove it home for me. So that was my first car. I had it all the way through college, and it was a great car. I had a lot of fun times with it, and after I graduated from college I bought my own first car, but that was my first car. So that takes care of SSS Veda. Now for regular Veda, what I would normally vlog about otherwise: number one, look at my hair, yay, I got my hair cut, it's all gone, it's off, I feel so good, got it done today. You know, the reason, with it this short, there's really nothing there, but the reason that you can see my hair, which you can't because it's on top and in the back and everything, but when it starts to grow out, how it's sticking up every direction, is because my whole head is full of cowlicks. Like from here on back, my whole head is just cowlick after cowlick after cowlick. So I have to, when it grows out, it just sticks every which way. But now, you know, after this cut, if I decide to let it grow out again for winter time, then I will be able to wear a hat, and I won't have to worry about it. I'll just get some sort of stylish little cap and wear that until my hair is long enough that the weight of it counteracts the effect of the opposite of gravity from the cowlicks. So, but anyway, yay, I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I was riding home, my husband was driving, I had my head out the window like a dog. It was great, felt so good. Another good thing about this is that a lot of times I want to do like a short video to upload or something during the day, and it's like, first I have to go do something with this hair because it's sticking out every which way. Now I don't have to. There are some times when I want to just turn on my webcam on my camera during the day when I'm working usually and do a video response. Now that I have figured it out today, I've figured it out, and it makes me feel really stupid that I wasn't able to before. But anyway, you know, I can turn on my webcam and do a quick video response without having to worry about what my hair looks like, because there's not enough of it to look like anything. But I do want to say it is so soft. Oh, it's so soft. I love it. My grandson will love it too. My grandson got a haircut yesterday. His mom took him to get his hair cut, and he had a big old spider web cut into the back of his head, you know, and I don't know, I'm not really into that, but he loves it, so okay, it's cute. He thinks it's very cool. He thinks it's all Spider-Man-y and everything, so he's happy. The other thing I want to talk about today on Veda is my mother. I have mentioned before that she lives around the corner from me in a nursing home. It's like a third of a mile as a crow flies, but to have to drive around, it's a mile. So anyway, she lives in a nursing home. She suffers with Lewy body disease, Lewy body dementia. I'm her guardian. The nursing home is a wonderful place. They do many, many things for her there that I could never have done at home. We did not have a real great relationship the last, I don't know how many years, 20 maybe, before she got sick. She was her own person, and she didn't really communicate much with us. If I called her, we would talk, but she didn't really get involved in our lives, or my sister and I, or call us to see how things were going. We went over there for 1, possibly 2 holidays a year. We'd get invited, but other than that, she did not come. When she was invited to anything at art, she wouldn't come. So she really kind of stayed distant from us, unless, except for those exceptions. So I didn't really know her all that well anymore when she got sick. And I've had to make a lot of decisions on her behalf, based on who I knew her to be prior to that time. It's been a little difficult, but with LBD, like with Alzheimer's or many other types of dementia, there is a steady decline, from the time they are diagnosed all the way till they pass away. With Lewy body, it's a roller coaster, and there are more. She still has days where she has better cognition, better understanding, better memory, and then other days where she's much worse. But over time, even those level out, and the upper days aren't as high. So it is a steady decline, but it's more of a roller coaster. Well, a few weeks ago, she was very sick with a systemic infection that had come from a UTI that the antibiotics it was apparently resistant to the antibiotics she was on. And she was very, very sick for a couple of weeks. Thankfully, she had had a lucid period during that time, and she reiterated, which I already knew but didn't want to admit, she reiterated that she did not want to go to the hospital, did not want anything extraneous done. She would take a IV for fluids, so she wouldn't just dehydrate, or for antibiotics, but she wouldn't go to the hospital. And so we didn't know what would come of that, but she came out of it. Last week I went there to see her on Sunday. She didn't recognize me. When I went in the room, although she was better and they said she was acting normal, she didn't really recognize me. This Sunday she recognized me, and my husband as well. Today, Saturday, duh. Anyway, she recognized us. We went in, and I had an appointment for her to get her hair done. We go to see Mary up in the next town north, Roscommon, and Mary has done my mom's hair for probably 30 years, or close to it. So anywhere else we go, my mom is not able to articulate what she wants, and she gets very resentful if they ask me or I answer for her. So going with Mary, Mary knows, and I don't have to worry about it. The other good thing with Mary is that she leads the singing at church on Sundays, and I play the keyboard, so I see Mary, it's not just at the beauty shop. Anyway, so we took Mary, we went to see Mary today. My mom got her hair done, obviously got mine cut. Then we went out for lunch up there at Fred's in Roscommon. We used to go to Fred's all the time. My mom said she remembered it, but she said she remembers a lot of things, mostly things that never even happened. But my mom, since this illness has declined quite a bit. Previous to that illness, we could go to a restaurant and she could manage it. She could manage putting her sweet and low in her coffee. She could manage, cutting her hamburger in half. She could manage ordering for herself. Today, the hamburger came open face, and you had to put the top bun on, and she did not know how to do that. She did not know that there was a top bun. Even though it was sitting right there on her plate, she did not know how to do the sweet and low. It was sitting in front of her on the table in the little cup, but she didn't, pick it up and put it in as she always has since as long as I've known her. I took it out of the cup and I put it next to her coffee cup, and then she picked it up and she put it in. But until that point, even though the cup of little packets was sitting in front of her, it didn't register what it was for. There were a whole lot of things like that where she really struggled, and her understanding was not as good as it had been previously. I don't know if today was one of those down days. If it was, it's the worst down day I've seen her have ever, or if this is just another decline, so that was a little bit off-putting, I guess. I'm not, I know what's coming, and she was diagnosed 6.5 years ago. It's not like it's anything new, but watching it happen is a little difficult on the one hand. On the other hand, it's not that I don't love her, because obviously I do, but on the other hand, I don't know her all that well anymore. I didn't know her at the time she was diagnosed, and now that she's changing, I know her even less. So sometimes I look at her, and she doesn't, most of the time now, I don't think she doesn't remember our relationship. She'll ask me, "Are you my daughter?" Today she asked me, "Are you my daughter?" Sometimes she thinks I'm a mother type person to her, even though she knows I'm not her mother. So, and like last weekend, she just asked, I don't know who she thought I was when I went, because she just said, "Who are you? Where'd you come from?" And then she said, "Will you please come back tomorrow?" So, I don't know. Salesman, maybe. Anyway, but she did get out for a few hours, and riding in the car home was about, 40-minute drive, probably, and she was quite anxious driving home. So, maybe next time we take her out, we will stay close to home and take her, so we can get her home more quickly, because she was out for quite a few hours today. So, about 4 hours maybe, and that was a long time for her. We will see. So, that was pretty much, if you have a loved one with, I've said this before, but it bears repeating, if you have a loved one with dementia, please, please, please don't just accept that it is Alzheimer's, because that's what the label the doctor slapped on. Make sure it is not a different type of dementia, because they are treated differently. Lewy body is the second most common dementia, and it is treated much differently than Alzheimer's. Anyway, so that's my vlog for today. I see I'm at 13 minutes. It's the longest one yet, but I had that on my heart, so I wanted to share it. Have a good evening, what's left of it. Remember, pray for your pastors. Tomorrow when you go to church, they are going to be delivering a message that God puts on their heart, and the devil doesn't want you to hear. So pray for our pastors, and have a great Lord's Day tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for listening. Bye.